been very busy during the pandemic is Just Credit Union. It's a not-for-profit community bank. It's based right here in Shropshire. Steve Barris is from Just Credit Union. Morning, Steve.
Morning, Jim. How are you?
I'm fine. Tell me a bit more about credit unions and how they work.
Okay, well, as you say, we're a not-for-profit savings and loans cooperative, so we're owned by our members and run for their mutual benefit. We provide secure savings, just like a bank. The savings are safe and also affordable loans. But we're really about improving people's financial well-being, and it's very important that we try to help people get that savings habit and over time turn borrowers into savers. And what we lend is what people have saved with us. So it's really about supporting your local community and your local economy. We're very much about people helping the people in their area.
How has the past year been for you and as the credit union and for your members?
Yeah, we've recently done a survey of our members, so we've got a little bit of a snapshot of that, which we'll come to in a sec. But as an organisation, like a lot of people, we've had to find new ways of doing things. So we've introduced a lot of digital services so we could continue to offer our valued members the same sort of service they had previously. However, we also want to maintain that person-to-person contact. So we have a great set of people, great team working in Shrewsbury, some working from home, who are there to talk and help people through. But in terms of online, you can now apply online and sign up online. We've got a secure app where you can communicate with us, and we've also got online services so you can check your balances, request a transfer of funds and that sort of stuff.
Tell me more about this survey, this household finances survey you did.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, and it certainly chimes with some of the things you were having a conversation with James at the Money Charity. We're finding very similar things, and I would very highly recommend the Money Charity website as somewhere to look at if for that sort of information. In terms of what we found, it's kind of a tale of two lockdowns, as you mentioned earlier. What we found is that over the last year or so, 35% of the people who replied roughly said that their income had dropped, and 50% said that their expenditure had increased. So there's a group who are being squeezed in both directions. Their income's going down and their expenditure is going up. They seem to be the people who have perhaps been furloughed, and 25% of the employed employees have been furloughed. Yeah. And also people who perhaps have young children. So rather than the children being off having school meals and out of the house for the day, they were spending a lot more on basically trying to keep the kids entertained, keep the house heated, providing food for the kids. There's other people whose income has stayed roughly the same, but their expenditure has dropped because they weren't going out, to the pubs and cafes. They weren't perhaps using as much fuel, and they've actually been able to save more.
Have they saved more, or have they treated themselves to things?
Well, possibly, yeah. But I guess there was an occasion where they couldn't do a lot of going out treats anyway.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. What we found is that 10% of the people were saving more, but 40% were saving less or zero, with the balance staying about the same. The people with young children seem to be the ones who were being squeezed hardest.
I can imagine. So now that things are starting to open up again, what advice would you have for people to try and keep themselves on an even keel as possible? Are there going to be some people who are caught in a point where they've got even more outgoings now and they still aren't getting enough money coming in?
Yeah, well, we asked people what they thought would happen over the next 12 months, and 15% expect their income to reduce, and 30% expected their expenditure to increase. So there's further squeeze coming. And I can only reiterate some of the things that James was saying. It's get a budget together. It's hard, it's difficult to get started, but once you get started, you'll feel a lot better. Talk about money to your partner, to your family, to your kids. Start talking about money. It becomes more natural then. And just try and get that basic budget together. Have a look at your income. Is there any areas you can increase, earn a little bit more from? Expenditure, other things you can pull back. Are you still paying for some subscriptions that you signed up during the lockdown and no longer need now? Get them cancelled to save the money if you can without penalty. So, and if you really are in quite deep water, as James said, they're about developing good habits. If you've got yourselves into difficulties, there is a lot of free debt advice out there. And a lot of organisations who will give you great help, and you just have to call or email them. We'll leave on our website a list of those free ones, and make sure you're going to a free one, not one where you're going to have to pay something. The final point I would make is there was an organisation called Provident who are a door-to-door lender at very high interest rates. They have ceased offering that service now. They've ceased trading, and that is going to keep the gap in the market. And our big advice is credit unions are here, we're ethical and we're affordable. Please don't get tempted to lend from an illegal money lender. If you get involved with a loan shark, you will never get out. If you have got involved with a loan shark, there is help there. If you come up to our website, we've got some information, but the illegal money lending team will help people get out of that difficult situation, and they prosecute the illegal money lenders.
Okay. For more good advice, you can find it at justcreditunion.org. Justcreditunion.org. Steve Barris from Just Credit Union, thanks for being with us.